Cath King, the Vital Health Guru at Seeking Health, and today I have some answers for you about what to do if you show signs of nutritional deficiencies. And at the end of this video, I'm also going to be pointing you towards how to get a free resource that can help you with that as well. And you may recall a wee while ago I did a video about what the signs of nutritional deficiency are that you can look for in your body. And if you haven't seen that video, you can click here to watch it now. And I also did a video about how to use blood testing to check for nutritional deficiencies, and you can watch that here. And if you have had signs of nutritional deficiencies in your body, or if you've had blood tests come back that weren't optimal, today I'm going to be discussing with you what you should do about it. So I'm going to be looking at 3 levels of creating a nutritional plan to maximize your nutrition and ensure that you're getting everything you need for health, healing and longevity. And there are actually 4 levels that I use when I work with clients. The first level is the food we eat. The next level are the superfoods that we add to our foods. The third level is supplementation that kind of fills in the gaps. And the 4th level are medicinal herbs, because Hippocrates said, "Let food be thy medicine and let medicine be thy food." So those first 3 levels, the foods we eat, the superfoods and supplements, are using food as medicine. But we also need to be eating medicinal herbs as part of our daily diet. But that's kind of a topic all on its own, so we're going to leave that for another day. And in my previous video about the signs you need to look for that show that you may be deficient, I spoke about 7 different signs of common deficiencies. And remember that symptoms or signs are your friends. They're your body's way of communicating with you that you're doing something wrong and you need to change. So don't ignore them, they are really valuable. The 7 signs we discussed were leg cramps or restless leg syndrome as a sign that you may be deficient in magnesium, calcium or potassium. The blues as a sign that you may have a vitamin D deficiency or need more carbs. Tingly, numb fingers or toes as a sign of a general vitamin B deficiency and a deficiency in B12 more specifically. Losing hair or having a rash on your face as a sign of a biotin or vitamin B6 deficiency. Cracks around the corner of your mouth as a sign of a deficiency in iron or zinc. Acne-like bumps on your arms as a sign of a deficiency in omega-3. And nosebleeds as a sign of a deficiency in vitamin K. So first of all, you need to optimize your diet for these nutrients, and that means that you need to eat a whole food, low fat, high raw, plant-based diet. And let's look at each of those parts. Whole food is pretty easy to see. We need to be eating the whole food, not processed extracts of foods. And most people see how to apply this to things like fruit, vegetables, grains and pulses. It means not eating white bread, white sugar or white rice. Easy. But one aspect of this that people often overlook is with fats. All oils are processed foods and are extracts of a food. So olive oil is an extract of olives, coconut oil is an extract of coconuts, flaxseed oil is an extract of flax seeds. And this means they get 100% of their calories from fat. There's so much that you're missing out on when you consume your fats as isolated oils. It's far better to get your fat through whole food sources, the whole avocado, whole nuts and seeds, the whole coconut. So I'd like to encourage you to stop using oil in your diet. And next is eating a low-fat diet. And it's not that fat is bad, because we need fat. We just need very little of it. And what happens when we eat more than we need is that it uses up so many of your daily calories that should contain all of those vitamins and minerals we need to prevent deficiencies and experience optimal health, and it uses them up on fat that's surplus to requirements. So usually keeping the percentage of fat under 10% of our total calories is a good rule of thumb, but that's very hard to do if you're consuming isolated fats or oils, or if you're consuming animal products of any kind. And next is high raw. Now high raw is important because so many nutrients are destroyed or denatured when food is heated, and I recommend that at least 70% of your diet should be raw. And this may sound like a lot, and you may think that it's really hard to eat this much raw food, but it's actually very easy when you know how, and you have amazing, delicious raw recipes you can use. There are some on my blog on the Seeking Health website below, and I've also got some YouTube clips to give you some ideas. And last, the important one, it has to be plant-based. So that's no animal products, no meat, eggs or dairy. And this one is important on so many levels. First of all, the nutrition you need is all in plants. There is nothing in animal products that isn't in plants, and that is where the animals you're eating got the nutrients from in the first place to put in their muscles, milk and eggs. So all the protein, fat, minerals and vitamins came from the plants they ate. So why get them second hand? Why not go directly to the source? And second is that all food comes as a complete package. So eating meat because it's got iron, or drinking milk for the calcium, is not optimizing your diet, because not only can you get your iron and calcium from the same place the animals got theirs from, but also the meat, milk and eggs come with a whole lot of other things that you really don't want, like saturated animal fat, concentrated globular protein. And if you want to know why this kind of protein is bad, I've got a whole series of videos about that. It's got hormones, both naturally occurring fear hormones from the slaughter process, and also the hormones we artificially use to make them grow bigger and fatter and to bring them to sexual maturity earlier, and all of the pesticides and chemicals that get sprayed onto their food and concentrated in their milk, flesh and eggs. So eat lower down the food chain and get fewer chemicals. You can, when you consume, for instance, broccoli to get your calcium, you're also going to be getting things like omega-3 fatty acids, vitamin A, C, K, folate, magnesium, potassium, protein, antioxidants, fiber, and anti-cancer compounds. So why settle for using up your calorie quota on food packages that are not optimal and contain so much that is actually detrimental to your health? You need to make every calorie count. So, after you've maximized your diet, what next? And some people will tell you that eating an optimal diet is all you need to do. But what they're not taking into account is that our soils are so depleted. Mineral levels today are between 10 and 50% lower than they were 50 years ago, and this is because agricultural practices are designed to improve traits like size, growth rate and pest resistance rather than nutrition. We actually need to eat 8 oranges today to get the same amount of vitamin C our grandparents would have got from 1. The best thing you can do to help with this is to buy organic or use permaculture principles to grow your own, but you still need to be looking at the next 2 levels of nutrition: superfoods and supplements. Superfoods are just foods that pack a bigger nutritional punch than normal. So my favourites are the green superfoods, so spirulina, barley grass, wheatgrass, but they're also things like goji berries and wild edibles or weeds, dandelion greens, nettle greens, dock. Green leafy vegetables in general are the most ignored and important food group. And I have a fantastic resource for you at the end of the video so that you can easily and deliciously add more greens and superfoods into your day. I also really like raw cacao for its high levels of nutrients. It has the highest level of magnesium of any food. And the last level to look at is supplements. And there's such a wide variety of supplements on the market, and many of them are a huge waste of money. So you need to be really careful about which ones you choose. If you're really optimizing your diet, you may need only a few specific supplements like magnesium, vitamin D and B12. But if you're like most people, you may also need some others or a multivitamin and mineral. So let's just go through a few that I recommend. And new products are always coming out, and I'm constantly trying new stuff. So I'm not very loyal to any particular product, but at the moment these are what I'm recommending for my clients. So first, a multivitamin that I recommend is USANA. And when I work with clients, I'll quite often look at the products that they're currently taking, and we'll look them up in this book here, which is NutriSearch's Comparative Guide to Nutritional Supplements. And it goes through a whole lot of different brands and a type of products, and it compares them in terms of things like completeness, potency, mineral forms, metabolic health, and potential toxicities. And if we have a look in here, USANA really comes out on top. It gets 5 stars. And if we have a look at some of the other multivitamins that are available in New Zealand, for instance, we've got Thompson's One a Day, only gets 1.5 stars. Red Seal, multivitamin and minerals, gets 2 stars. The Solgar formula gets 3 stars. Got some other ones. Healtheries. There's a few different ones from Healtheries. What's a good overall one? The Healtheries Adult Super Multi gets 2 stars. So there's most of them don't score well, and that's why multivitamins have traditionally had such a really bad rap. But when we look at what's contained in the USANA, it's got really good levels and very bioavailable forms of all sorts of things. So it's got things like your vitamin D3 for if you've got the blues that we talked about. It's got vitamin K if you get nosebleeds. It's got lots of the B vitamins and folic acid, including the B12 for your nerve health. And it's got calcium and lots and lots of other things, but I think those were the main ones we talked about in terms of vitamins. And in terms of minerals, like I say, it's got very good available forms of calcium and magnesium and zinc. And so these are ones that I really recommend to clients if they need to take a multivitamin. And the only thing it doesn't contain really is iron, and that's because if you take iron in too high quantities, if you've got too much iron, it's very, very dangerous. So you really shouldn't supplement with iron unless a blood test has come back showing you that you're deficient. And if that does happen, the product I recommend if you need an iron supplement is Floravital by Floradix. And the reason I like Floravital is that it's a liquid formula, so that means it's very easily absorbed by the body. It's got herbal extracts and fruit and vegetable extracts in it, and it doesn't contain any yeast or gluten, and it because of those things, it actually you don't get the same level of constipation that you do if you take other forms of iron supplements. So this is a really easy one for you to take and very effective. And if you need to take vitamin B12 by itself, I recommend the Clinician's B12, and again this is a liquid formula. It's a sublingual drop that you put into your mouth, and that means, and it's in the form of methylcobalamin, which is a very bioavailable form of vitamin B12, and so it starts getting absorbed by your mucous membranes in your mouth. So it's going to bypass any issues you may have in your stomach where you might not be making intrinsic factor, and so that doesn't allow for vitamin B12 to be absorbed. So this one also, the other reason I love it is that it's super affordable. You can buy a bottle like this. I sell it for $20 and it will last you for months. It's a very good product. And lastly, we've talked a bit about what to do, or about the problems that you can have if you don't optimize your omega-3 levels, and where you might have an imbalance in omega-6 and omega-3. And if you are prepared to really maximize your diet, and if you're not eating any processed foods, and if you are eating lots and lots of greens and some flax seeds, chia seeds, walnuts, and very little other fats, then you're probably going to have really good optimal levels of omega-3 and a very good balance. But if that isn't you, if that's not what you're doing, and you need to be honest with yourself here, then you need a supplement, and I don't recommend fish oils for a variety of reasons. The first reason is that they're really not optimal for you. They're not the healthiest way to get omega-3s. It's better to go to the direct source. And the direct source is where the fish get it from, because fish don't make omega-3. They eat it, and they get it from algae, and so can we. So this product is by Lifestream. It's called V-Omega, and it's an algae, DHA and EPA supplement that you can take. And because it's not coming from fish, it also makes it far more sustainable. So at the moment our oceans are so overfished, we really have to look at alternative ways to get our omega-3 fatty acids, and this is a very sustainable source. It doesn't have the toxicity and the mercury that get accumulated in the fish. So it's a very clean source as well, and it doesn't have any of the risk in terms of cancer that fish oil has also been shown to have very recently. So that's all for this video, and if you'd like more information about how to optimize your diet, and especially how to use greens and superfoods in your diet, I'm giving away a free ebook called The Power of Green. So if you scroll down and click on the link below, you can get a free copy of that. And if you like this video and found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and have a look at my website. That's all for now. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.